Christmas might be over, but I will be the Grinch today anyway. So, it is New Year's Eve, the last day of the year, and while people outside are already excitingly awaiting the new year, I'm just sitting inside and thinking, wow, another year. 365 days, 51 weeks have passed, and it's been the whole story all over again. And it's annoying because it's always during this time of the year, right? Always towards the end of the year, maybe Christmas as well, when this is gonna be the time where you're supposed to spend time with your loved ones and be happy, enjoy how far you've come. But I'm just looking back at myself and the year and thinking nothing's changed. And I'm not saying that it's always necessary to have every year be the best year of your life. I mean, that would be kind of hard to pull off. And I'm not saying that every year needs to be a revolution of your being, that you need to, I don't know, move to a different country every year, have a new circle of friends every year, get a new family every year, for God's sake. I don't know if that's the right way to approach things, but I'm just saying that if for one year you're thinking, hey, I don't feel like I've done anything, I don't feel like I've accomplished anything, I don't feel like anything that I've done in the last year matters, then okay, maybe that's negligible. Maybe you can say, okay, maybe this year wasn't the greatest, but maybe the next year will be. But now that I think about it, this isn't the first time I'm thinking this. This isn't even the second time I'm thinking this. For years and years in a row now, I'm always at the last day of the year. I'm always stuck in this habit of mine. And while it is always New Year's resolutions. People try to get rid of habits or build new ones. That's kind of the thing you do, right? It is, oh, new year, new me. I'm gonna do different things now. I'm gonna do whatever now. I don't really do that. I'm just thinking, hey, maybe the next year will be something interesting. That is like the only thing for me that I can hope for. Maybe something interesting will happen. And maybe that is kind of a foolish way of approaching things, because I believe if you want a change to happen, you've got to do it yourself. There isn't gonna be some magic force that pushes you into the greatest day of your life or whatever. If you want the greatest day of your life, then you've got to make it happen, right? And sometimes I wonder, am I not trying hard enough? Am I doing something wrong? Because there must be something going wrong, right? Because even, let's say, I look at my life from a quote unquote objective perspective. This isn't objectively the worst year of my life, Everything has been going fine, I guess, I've been going to university. My grades aren't great, but they're not terrible, I guess. So I'm pretty healthy, so that is good, I guess. And yeah, I've even tried to learn one or two new things this year. So objectively speaking, there isn't anything for me to worry about, right? But yeah, unfortunately, that is not the whole story. Because at the end of the year, at the end of the day, I mean, now is the end of the year as well. But at the end of the day, you're the one who judges your life, right? You're the one who thinks, okay, those things I've done for myself, do they matter to me? Because okay, maybe you can tell your parents, hey, look, I'm doing great in university. Oh, I'm doing great because I got a well-paying 9 to 5 job, maybe, or maybe you even on the way of creating a family or whatever. Those are things that maybe if they make you happy, then things are going great for you, good for you, really good for you. And I don't mean it in just good for you, okay? Like I'm not upset that you're happy, okay? I'm not such a disgraceful human being yet. Maybe next year actually. But the point is, even if I look at my life with like rose-colored glasses, I could say, okay, maybe things weren't that bad this year. But god damn it, I think they went pretty horrible this year. And even the year before that, and the year before that, and god damn it, why am I stuck like this? Why can I make a change? Am I just I'm always trying to chase the new high. I'm always trying to be the next best thing. Maybe I'm not strong enough. Maybe I'm not smart enough. Maybe I'm just whatever, and I'm trying to chase that, and but it feels like I'm never ever actually achieving anything. So like, yes, maybe there's a point to that you have to try yourself. But in my case, I think I've been trying. You could always try harder, maybe, but I don't know. Maybe I've been spending energy on the wrong things. I'm not entirely sure because something must be going wrong. Because even if people around me, if they were asked like, "Hey, do you think this guy is doing well?" Maybe they would say, "Yeah, I'm thinking he's doing fine." But I'm not doing fine, and I'm the sole judge to my own life, right? So where does this leave me? And again, it's always this time of the year. It's always, I mean, it happens during other times of the year as well, but especially when the year comes to an end and you realize, wow, this entire year has passed just like that, and the next year will again pass after that. And I'm saying all these things now, and I'm just, basically trying to open up a vessel so I can get rid of all these anger and negative emotions. But at the end of the day, I already know that I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and do the same thing all over again, and the day after that as well, and the day after that as well, and before I even comprehend what's going on, it will be New Year's Eve of 2023, and history will just repeat itself. And it sounds so weird always saying these things like, "Oh, boo-hoo, look at me, I'm in my 20s, I'm already feeling so old." But it's not that. It's not the fact that I know that I'm old. I know that I'm not technically old. What I'm just what I'm just afraid of, I guess, and what I'm just concerned with is that the direction things are going, and that yes, maybe I'm not that old, but the point kind of is that I don't want to live 50 more years of my life like that. Let's say all things considered, maybe I don't know how old I will get. That's another thing. Who can tell me how old I will get? That no one can tell me. Maybe I will get a heart attack tomorrow, and then everything's over. And I just don't want to sit on my fucking deathbed and think, wow, this is it. This is, I don't want to turn this into like a religious discussion or whatever, but I don't believe in an afterlife or whatever. I don't believe in God or whatever. I just think you've got one shot at life. You've got this one life, and that's all you get. You will get nothing more, nothing less. You will just get this one life. So, maybe, come to think of it, maybe it's just a matter of just. I think that's the point that annoys me the most. I'm so bored and I'm so sick and tired of my current situation. But nevertheless, I'm so goddamn afraid of doing a change. And I'm just thinking, why? Why is my brain engineered like this? Why does my brain work like this? It makes no sense. How can you be so unsatisfied with your life and still not be uncomfortable enough to make a change? How is that even possible? It's just, I just don't get it. And if I think about it, let's say this day would be the last day of my life. Just hypothetically speaking. And again, no one knows. Maybe this is the last day of my life. It's not impossible or completely unreasonable to think that I will die tomorrow, right? Um, let's just say I've got a terminal disease or or whatever, and my doctor says, hey, you've got 1 day to live, or let's just say 1 week to live, even, 1 week to live. If I knew that my life would end in 1 week, I wouldn't give a shit about anything. Like, for example, social anxiety, right? This shit has been creeping onto me since years, and at this point, I don't know, maybe it's not exactly crippling, but it's always there, and it's always, no matter what I do, no matter what circumstances I find myself in, it's always a part of me that I'm anxious about the future. I'm anxious about this and that, but I'm especially anxious about, social interactions, other people. What do other people think of me? What, all these kinds of stuff. I don't need to explain this to you, hobby psychologists out there. You probably already know what I'm talking about, right? So, if this were to be my last week of my life, I don't think I would be bound by these things, right? I think I would just I wouldn't care about anything. I would get naked and run down the street, and I wouldn't care. Why would I care if I only have 1 week to live, right? So n- now that I have so much more time, or supposedly much more time on my hands, it seems like my brain is just like, okay, we're gonna play it safe now. We're not gonna do anything weird. We're not gonna do anything stupid. But in the process of making these, right? It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. In the process of trying to fit in and trying to do things the right way, it feels like I'm just drifting off more and more into the wrong path and just doing what I don't want to do. Um, and I just don't know what to do. I mean, when will that point ever come that I know what to do? That is the point, right? I mean, having these kind of anxiousness or whatever. I think it's common for some people at some point in their life, but for me, it doesn't seem to go away. That's like the point that worries me. It's just always there, and it doesn't get better. If anything, it gets worse. So where to go from here? I don't know. Should I just once again? I mean, again, I already know. I will just keep doing things the way I do, and I just don't even know what I want to do, to be honest. Like, I always think that I know. I'm like the kind of guy who, like, I'm very easy, or not, maybe not easy, but I discover things, and I'm very interested in them and curious about them, and then I do these things for a while, and I do them quite, how you say, I spend quite a lot of time in them. I get, like, obsessed over these things, and they're a lot of fun to me, or I guess yeah, they're fun to me. And then at some point, this excitement wears off, and then I'm just like, okay, so what I'm gonna do now? Like, at the end of the day, the thing is, yes, maybe I've got some more years to live, even some decades, maybe, or maybe not. Again, nobody knows. But supposedly, or hypothetically speaking, that I have a lot more time to live, or whatever. Yes, maybe I've got more time to live, but at the end of the day, if I'm just always chasing after one thing, and then chasing after the next thing, and chasing after the other thing, I don't think I'm ever going to get somewhere. You know what I mean? Some people, they, let's say, sports, for example, or, like, think of someone who's, like, extremely good at something. Maybe they're so good at something that they can make a living out of it or something. I mean, that's like the extreme case, but let's just say that's the case, right? What do these people all have in common? Well, they tried really hard, or they're always pushing themselves to achieve something in this one thing, right? And yeah, that's kind of the point, because we're humans. We're not unfortunately not as smart as no. We're supposedly, or probably, not smart enough to be experts at everything, right? I mean, that's kind of the point how civilization progresses. We're just not made to be good at, like, 20 different things, you know? you can be good, or there are a few selected individuals who maybe can be um, good at like two, three things max, but that's like kind of the limit, you know? You won't see someone who's like a world chess champion, a world boxing champion, a world football champion, a world whatever, you know? That's just not gonna happen because we always need to put a lot of time into these activities in which we want to get good in, or like speaking a language, you know? Like some people, they may be good at learning languages or whatever, but even then, they're like, no one can learn all languages fluently. Definitely not. I mean, I don't think it's humanly possible, but I mean, I might be proven wrong. But I don't think there's a single human being who's fluently in like 10 languages even, or 15. I mean like genuinely fluent, not just, um, everyone can maybe remember a few sentences, but like an in-depth understanding of the language of the subject matter, it's just not possible. And this tangent that I started, I kind of wanted to just emphasize that if I just keep running around of the different things, and then after a while I'll just lose interest in them, like where will this leave me? At the end of the day, I will just have a bunch of unfinished things, unfinished projects, and yeah, I will just be lost. I will just have like these like shards and bits and pieces of things that I know a thing or two about maybe, or that I've spent some time trying to develop, but nothing that I can actually hold in my hand and say, you know what, this is me. This is something that I have spent such a enormous, great amount of time in, and that I want to continue to invest in. That is something that is a representation of what I want to achieve. Whatever that might be. Maybe you want to say, you know, yeah, whatever. Maybe like a sport or whatever. Like football. Football. This is me or whatever. I mean, okay, people who always talk about their one hobby and their hobby only are granted, maybe boring. One might say, I don't really. If people can only talk about one subject matter, I'm usually out of there. But hey, at least, but again, you can have like a healthy balance. But at the end of the day, I just, I just don't know what I should strive for. I don't know, like, I have this one thing, or like two things actually, that I'm investing a great amount of time in right now, right? And it's fun most of the time, and I like doing it, and I like investing time into it. But at the end of the day, I know that like just because of like prior experiences, that I will probably lose interest in it at some point. Maybe, I mean I don't hope so. At least that like um, I, one of these two things in particular. I'm really hoping that I will invest more and more time, and I will get better and better and better, and I can just and that I will um um that I will continue to have fun doing it. And one of those things is YouTube actually. Um, but even then, and I've already hit like these like phases where I'm like just like I don't know, do I even want to do this anymore? Or am I just again in this routine where I'm just like I'm spending time on it because that's just how I condition my brain to work. But then at the end of the day, I don't actually want to do it. Um, but yeah, YouTube is really fun, and I hope that I really want to evolve and get better in it, and have my have fun with it and evolve alongside it. But it's not easy at all, and at the end of the day, I will never be like a like full-time YouTuber or whatever, or someone who can make a living out of YouTube. So at, again, like once I've got like a job or something, what I'm gonna do then? Like it's not like I will have a tremendous amount of time to spend into this, right? And And maybe I don't even want to, because sometimes, I mean, yeah, you of course I could spend more and more time into it, but what if at some point I'm just realizing, okay, you know what, actually, people around me, they have friends and families now, and I have nothing. I have a silly YouTube channel. Like, is this really what I want to do? Is this really what I'm striving for? But at that point, it will be too late. At that point, I will already invest. I have already invested so much time into it that it's not like I can go back, right? Um, and yeah, maybe again, maybe some might say that I'm exaggerating and that I'm still so young. But if you think about it, I thought about this, right? The last 2 3 years, actually, it would be more than 3 years actually, but let's just say the last 3 years. It sounds cliche to say it and all because of COVID and whatnot, but like these last 3 years, they went they went past me so fast. They were just, I can't believe how much time has passed since then. And again, maybe you could say, oh, 3 years, that's not just a fraction of your life, right? I mean, 3 years is not that much, but if you hold on to this thought, I said before, like, I don't really believe in God or whatever. Um, if I hold on to this thought, like, okay, this is my one and only shot, my only life, then 3 years is like such an immeasurable worth, or should be such an immeasurable worth to me. 3 years of my life, like over 1,000 days of the one life I have on this earth, and I don't even know how much time I have left. These 3 years should have so much value and worth to me, but seemingly they don't, because I just pissed them away like it was nothing. There are like tons and tons of more things I could tell you about this, obviously. But I think for now I will just yeah, for now I think I will just call it quits, or how do you say? Um, Either way, I don't know if anyone will ever see this or not. Um, I just, I feel like I just needed to get some thoughts out of my head, like just some rambles, some unstructured, unscripted, just rambling and just being annoyed and pissed and whatever. Um, yeah. If anyone ever watches this and you can just barely relate to anything I've said, then I hope you're doing well anyway. I hope you're having a good New Year's Eve either way, and you're having fun or whatever you're striving to do. Maybe you're also, sitting alone in your room or whatever. And if you want to spend your New Year's Eve alone, there's nothing wrong with that. If you don't want to spend your New Year's Eve alone and you spend it alone, then you know that obviously sucks. So either way, I still wish everyone the best. I wish myself the best. Like again, of course I wanna have like the life I'm striving to have. But it's just hard, man. Like, why is there like no manual for life? Like, why isn't there like, I mean, technically there are like fucking influencers or whatever. Oh, you just gotta do these 10 things and you'll be so much more happier. You will be more productive. Do this and that and do this and that. And at the end of the day, it's always the same boring advice that even a 5-year-old could come up with. But okay, that's another topic. Another topic for another day. You know, I don't have any New Year's resolutions, not really. But I just hope that, for example, I quickly mentioned social anxiety or whatever. Like, I just hope that I just start giving less of a start to give less of a fuck, Like, because at the end of the day, I don't even know why I care about this, it's not like if I'm sitting in my room all day and being anxious about things, like, it's not like I'm doing myself a favor. It's not like I'm doing myself a favor by being anxious about everything, anxious about people, it's not like I'd rather put myself out there and live through some cringe moments if it means that I have at least a shot at, having something, a more exciting day or something. But for some reason I can't. And I just hope that maybe next year will be different, even though I don't want to sound too overly pessimistic, but I'm still starting to lose a little bit of faith that, anything will change. I mean, things will change. The globe will continue to circle around itself or whatever. But yeah, even though you look around you, you see, people getting older, people um evolving. Presumably, maybe they're in the same boat as me. That could also be the case. But like, you're looking around and people doing stuff. The world evolves and changes. But somehow you don't change. You just sit there and you're just like, what the fuck am I doing? And again, maybe I'm not trying hard enough. But I think I'm trying, okay? I think I'm trying. Maybe not hard enough, but yeah, I don't know. I don't have any New Year's resolutions. I just hope that next year will be maybe more exciting. And I honestly just hope that next year I won't sit here again. And but in case I do, I will record myself doing another one of these. Again, even if no one ever watches this ever, doing this, just talking about these things, is certainly better than nothing. That much I can certainly tell. So, yeah. Again, I wanted to end this rant or whatever quite a few minutes back, but I've got time. You've got time too, right? Don't you? I mean, what else? What else can you do on New Year's Eve? On New Year's Eve, right? So, yeah. Anyway, um, let's just see where things are going. That's like the only thing I can say for certain. Let's just hope, I guess, that the new year will be different. That next year will be different. Or at least a year after that, or 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 after that. And yeah. Anyway, to all you fellow Grinch. What is the plural of Grinch? To all you fellow pessimistic fuckers out there. Again, I'm still wishing you a very happy and exciting New Year's Eve. And yeah, I just hope that we can break out somehow of this boring, annoying cycle. Or at least I can. I hope you can too, but I don't know if, like, again, maybe there's someone who can relate to this. Maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, I will go now. If you managed to listen to all of this, then thanks a lot. I don't know why you did it, but I'm happy that you did it. That my rambling reached someone, even if you close the video now and think, what the fuck was that? Why did I listen to this guy talk about this shit? But yeah. Anyway, that's enough for today. Sorry about that. I just want to get to half an hour. We're there in a few seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. No, it's not. It's not New Year's. In case you're wondering, it's just like the timer that tells me that I'm like that this rant or whatever is already over 30 minutes long. So yeah. Anyway, thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye.